Dave Marsh, iGolf TV, back once again. Now in the last video I introduced you to the box and the putting box in particular. Now why have I worked on this alignment aid? The real secret behind it is that we develop this conditioning over getting into the same position every time. The more you put your body into this similar position, the more it begins to condition itself into that zone. Now, a lot of people have heard the idea of muscle memory. Now, there's no such thing as muscle memory, but there is this fantastic word that my friend said to me who's into CrossFit. It's conditioning. Over and over again, we're conditioning ourselves to stand in the same position. And the more we condition ourselves, the more we've got the opportunity to be in that position when we take all the practice aids away. So look at it like this. If I teach you to stand in this same position all the time, get your feet and your width of feet exactly the same, your position of stance and alignment exactly the same, and you do this over and over again, when we take everything away, it's much easier for you to nail those exactly the same stance and setup. And that's basically what we're doing here today. So let's go back and let me tell you some more thoughts about how we can use this putting box and how we can really develop your stroke into something that's more consistent than ever. So what I do is, once I've hit a couple of putts, I'll then begin to work a little bit on some technique for a while. And this is what I work on. Normally I've always been focused on trying to get my alignment correct, but now we know it's correct. Now we know it's spot on. We can let go of the worry from there. So I'll make my setup position. And now one of the coolest things that I work on how good and firm can I strike that golf ball. Now I know I'm set up perfectly. I'm just going to make a stroke and I'm really going to strike that ball. Now you can see that ball is rolling end over end. You can see that red circle there. When I play it back in slow motion, you can see it rolling end over end. So then I'll put another ball into position. Again, I'm just working on this really pure striking. And you know what? Because I've set the club up in this perfect position, if I take the club too far outside, I'm going to hit the box. And so what this develops with me is striking the putter directly out the center of the club. Again, I'm just going to hit a really solid stroke from there. Into the hole the ball goes, I hold my finish. But I know full well that I'm hitting the ball very much at the center of the club. Now, one of the things that a lot of players don't realize, when we hit it at the center of the club, we've got a much better opportunity for the putter to have less twist. The less twist we have, the less spin and wobble we put on that golf ball. So this is one of the drills that I'll work on first of all. Now let me take you to another one. The next thing I'll do is I'll really go soft and free. I'll take my grip level down to almost to a 0. So I'm hardly even touching this putter. I'm basically gripping it very, very softly. And from there, I want to make a very, very free stroke. I don't want to control it at all. Free, and in the ball goes. And it's almost like I'm going to drop the putter there. Let's hit one more doing that same thing. So you can see how meticulous I am with my practice here as well. I'm not rushing my practice. I'm really taking time and I'm setting my feet up in this exactly the same position again. And I'm going to use that word my friend told me, conditioning. This is what we're really doing here. We're changing a level of conditioning with your putting. How many times have you been to the putting green and just been very careless, just rolling putts? And to be honest, we're building nothing. This is about building a different level of golfer, and that's what I'm interested in. So this final putt again, we're set up over it. We're going to be nice and relaxed from there. I'm gripping the putter at a level of almost 0. I'm hardly touching it. I'm not thinking about my stroke. I'm just going to let that go. In the hole it goes. Hold my finish. Now we work on drills like this. We work on this kind of setup, and we're going to build, we're going to condition something very different than in the past. Now this putting box may look a bit funky, but trust me, when you start putting differently, when you start hitting more solid putts, when you walk up to 4, 6, 8 and 10 footers and you know that you've got a heck of a good chance of rolling it right at the middle of the hole, and a lot of them are going to go in, and you're going to find a system that you can then repeat over and over again. This is not a system that's going to work like a lucky tip one day. This is something that we're building over time. Conditioning, conditioning, conditioning is the word of the day. Now you've been watching iGolf TV, the place to be, where we're waking up your game.